What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Winter mornings can be brutal, right? You know the drill. You're running late for work. There's a layer of ice on your windshield that would make a penguin proud, and your car feels like it's been chilling in a freezer overnight. But here's the thing, how you treat your engine on those frosty cold starts can make or break your car. And I'm not exaggerating here people, we're talking long-term damage, costly repairs, and maybe even ending up stranded on the side of the road with steam practically shooting out of your ears. Nobody wants that. So today we're counting down 10 cold start mistakes that destroy your engine and how you can avoid them. From revving up your engine like you're in a Fast and Furious movie, spoiler alert, you're not, to completely forgetting about your poor, neglected oil, we're going to cover it all. Think of this as your ultimate guide to helping your car live a long, healthy, and hopefully ice-free life. Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty details, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We talk cars, tips, and everything you need to know to keep your ride running smoother than a freshly paved road. Alright, enough chit-chat. Let's get this show on the road. Okay, mistake number one's a biggie. We're talking about the people who jump into their car on a cold morning and immediately slam on the gas pedal like they're trying to launch a rocket. I get it, it's cold, and you're in a rush, but trust me, revving the engine the moment it starts is a surefire way to cause some serious damage. Now you might be thinking, Doug, it's a machine, it's built for this. And you're right, to an extent. But here's the thing, your engine oil is thicker when it's cold. Think of it like honey straight from the fridge. It's going to take a minute to flow properly. That oil hasn't had time to circulate through the engine and lubricate all those moving parts. And when you rev the engine, you're essentially forcing those parts to work harder without giving them the proper protection they need. That's like running a marathon on an empty stomach. Not a good idea. Over time, this constant wear and tear can lead to some pretty hefty repair bills, and nobody wants that. So what's the solution? Patience, my friends. Instead of channeling your inner race car driver, start the car and give it about 30 seconds to a minute to idle. That's all the time it takes for the oil to warm up, thin out, and do its job properly. Think of it as giving your car a little me time before you hit the road. It's a small price to pay for a healthier engine and a happier wallet in the long run. Plus, it gives you a chance to crank up the heated seats and de-ice that windshield. Speaking of idling, let's talk about mistake number 2, not letting your car warm up at all. I know some of you are thinking, Doug, this is 2023, not the Stone Age. Modern cars don't need to warm up. And while it's true that newer cars are much better at managing cold starts, they still need a little TLC, especially when the temperature dips below freezing. Think of it this way, your car has been sitting out in the cold all night, just like you. It needs a minute to shake off the chill before it's ready to go full throttle. Driving off right away puts unnecessary strain on the engine, the transmission, and a whole bunch of other parts that would rather not be woken up with a jolt. Taking those extra 30 to 60 seconds to let your car warm up isn't just about being nice to your car, although it is that too. It's about ensuring a smoother, safer, and more fuel-efficient ride. When your engine is cold, it doesn't run as efficiently. That means you're burning more fuel and releasing more emissions. Not exactly ideal for the environment or your wallet. Plus, driving off too quickly can put extra wear and tear on your transmission. Remember, that's the part of your car responsible for shifting gears, and it really doesn't appreciate being rushed. So, do yourself and your car a favor. Give it a little warm-up time. You'll be amazed at the difference it makes. Alright guys, mistake number 3 might surprise you. It's all about using the right oil for the season. You see, engine oil isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. It's like trying to squeeze honey through a straw in the middle of winter. It's just not going to flow as easily as it does on a hot summer day. And that, my friends, is where viscosity comes in. It's basically a fancy word for how thick or thin a fluid is. And when it comes to your engine oil, using the correct viscosity for the temperature is crucial. Think of it this way, when it's freezing outside, your engine oil gets thicker. It's like trying to start your car with molasses in the engine. That thicker oil takes longer to circulate, which means those vital engine parts aren't getting the lubrication they need right away. That's why for winter you'll want a thinner oil, something like a 5W30 or even a 0W20. These oils are designed to flow more easily in cold temperatures, making sure your engine gets the lubrication it needs from the get-go. Now I know what you're thinking. Doug, how am I supposed to know what kind of oil my car needs? Don't worry folks, I've got you covered. Your car's owner's manual is like the holy grail of car information. It'll tell you the recommended oil viscosity for different temperature ranges. Think of it as the ultimate cheat sheet for keeping your car happy. And hey, if you're ever unsure, there's no shame in asking for help. A trusted mechanic can point you in the right direction and make sure you're using the best oil for your car and the weather conditions. Remember, using the right oil can make a world of difference in how your engine handles those frosty mornings. It's a simple change that can save you a lot of headaches and potentially expensive repairs down the line. Alright folks, mistake number 4 is a real killer, both literally and figuratively. I'm talking about ignoring a weak battery, especially as those temperatures start to plummet. You see, cold weather is like kryptonite for car batteries. It drains their power faster than you can say jumpstart. And if your battery is already on its last legs, well, let's just say a chilly morning could leave you stranded and in a world of frustration. Think of it this way. The chemical reactions that happen inside your battery, the ones that actually produce power, they slow down when the temperature drops. It's like trying to run a marathon in slow motion. And to make matters worse, cold engine oil is thicker, remember? That means your battery has to work even harder to crank the engine over. It's a double whammy of battery-draining misery. So, what's the solution? Well, for starters, don't wait until your battery gives up the ghost on the coldest day of the year. Get it tested before winter really sets in. A simple voltage test, which you can get done at most auto parts stores or even some gas stations, can tell you if your battery is still going strong or if it's time for a replacement. And here's a little pro tip. Most car batteries have a lifespan of about 3 to 5 years. So if yours is getting up there in age, it might be time to start thinking about a replacement, even if it seems to be holding a charge. Trust me, it's better to be safe than sorry, especially when it comes to your car battery in the dead of winter. Alright folks, let's talk about mistake number 5. It's something I'm sure many of you are guilty of. You're running late, it's freezing outside, and your windshield is covered in a thick layer of frost. What do? If your answer involves blasting the heat and hoping for the best, well, you're not alone. But here's the thing, that quick fix could actually be doing more harm than good. You see, when you crank up the heat to melt the ice on your windshield, you're essentially shocking the glass. The sudden temperature change from freezing cold to blazing hot can put a lot of stress on the windshield. And if there are any weak spots, well, let's just say, you could end up with a crack that's about as welcome as a flat tire on your way to a job interview. So, what's the proper way to deal with a frosty windshield? Well, first and foremost, resist the urge to use hot water. I know it seems like a quick solution, but trust me, that sudden temperature change can turn your windshield into a shattered masterpiece. Instead, grab a good quality ice scraper and get to work. It might take a little more elbow grease, but it's the safest and most effective way to clear your windshield. And while you're at it, don't forget about your car's defroster. Turn it on, but start on a low setting, and gradually increase the heat. This will help to prevent any sudden temperature changes that could damage your windshield. Remember, a little patience and the right tools can go a long way in protecting your car and avoiding a costly windshield repair. Alright, so you've started your car, let it idle for a bit, you're ready to hit the road, but hold your horses there, buckaroo, because mistake number 6 is all about going too hard too soon. You see, just because your engine is running doesn't mean it's ready to tow a boat uphill. Think of it like waking up in the morning. You wouldn't jump out of bed and immediately run a marathon, would you? No, you'd probably stretch, yawn a bit, maybe grab a cup of coffee. Your car needs that same kind of gentle wake-up call. Jumping on the highway or loading up the trunk with groceries right after starting puts unnecessary strain on a cold engine. It's like asking a sleepy person to solve a complex math problem. They might eventually get there, but it's not going to be pretty. Instead, give your car a few minutes of light duty. A leisurely drive around the block, maybe a quick spin to pick up the newspaper. This gives the engine time to warm up properly, the fluids to circulate, and everything to get in sync. Trust me, your car will be much happier in the long run. Now, you might be thinking, Doug, my car doesn't feel any different when I drive it hard right away. And you might be right. Modern cars are pretty darn sophisticated, and they can often compensate for our driving habits. But that doesn't mean it's good for them. It's like eating fast food every day. Sure, you might not feel any immediate effects, but over time, it's going to catch up with you. The same goes for your car. Putting excessive strain on a cold engine might not lead to a catastrophic failure right away, but it will contribute to premature wear and tear. And who wants to deal with expensive repairs down the line? Not me, and I'm guessing not you either. So do yourself and your wallet a favor and take it easy on your car during those first few minutes after a cold start. Think of it like this. A little bit of patience and a gentle warm-up can go a long way in extending the life of your engine. And a healthy engine means a happy car, and a happy car means a happy you. Alright folks, moving on to mistake number 7, and this one's all about those round rubber things that keep your car rolling, your tires. Now you might be thinking, Doug, tires? What do those have to do with cold weather? Well, let me tell you, there's a lot more to those black donuts than meets the eye. You see, cold weather can do a number on your tire pressure. It's basic science, really. As the temperature drops, so does the air pressure inside your tires. For every 10° Fahrenheit drop in temperature, your tires can lose about 1 to 2 psi or pounds per square inch of pressure. Now you might be thinking, Doug, a couple of psi, what's the big deal? Well, my friend, it's a bigger deal than you might think. Driving on underinflated tires is like trying to run a marathon in flip-flops. It's not going to be pretty, and it's definitely not going to be efficient. Underinflated tires create more rolling resistance, meaning your engine has to work harder to keep you moving. That translates to worse fuel economy, which means more trips to the gas station, and nobody wants that, especially with today's gas prices. But it's not just about saving a few bucks at the pump. Driving on underinflated tires can also impact your car's handling and braking distance. It's like trying to steer a boat with a flimsy plastic oar. You're not going to have as much control, and that can be downright dangerous, especially in slippery winter conditions. Now, the good news is that maintaining proper tire pressure is incredibly easy. All you need is a simple tire pressure gauge, which you can pick up at any auto parts store for a few bucks. Check your tire pressure at least once a month, and more frequently during the colder months. And don't just rely on the pressure listed on the sidewall of your tire. That's the maximum pressure your tire can handle, not necessarily the recommended pressure for your specific vehicle. For that, you'll want to consult your owner's manual or the sticker usually located on the driver's side door jamb. So there you have it. Checking your tire pressure is a small task that can make a world of difference in terms of safety, fuel efficiency, and tire longevity. And who knows, it might even save you from a nasty surprise on a cold winter morning. Alright folks, let's talk about mistake number 8, and this one might surprise you. It's about neglecting your coolant system. Now, I know what you're thinking, Doug. Coolant, isn't that something I only need to worry about in the summer? Well, my friends, that's a common misconception, and it's one that could cost you. You see, coolant, also known as antifreeze, isn't just about keeping your engine cool in the summer heat. It also plays a crucial role in preventing your engine from freezing solid in the winter. Remember that basic science we talked about earlier? Well, it applies here too. When water freezes, it expands, and when it expands inside your engine block, well, let's just say it's not going to be pretty. Cracked engine blocks, busted radiators, expensive repair bills, these are all things you want to avoid. That's where coolant comes in. It lowers the freezing point of water, ensuring that your engine's cooling system remains fluid even in sub-zero temperatures. Think of it like adding salt to icy roads. It doesn't make the ice disappear, but it does lower its freezing point, preventing it from turning into a treacherous skating rink. Now here's the thing about coolant. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. The effectiveness of your coolant depends on the ratio of coolant to water in your cooling system. Too much water, and you risk it freezing in extremely cold temperatures. Too much coolant, and you reduce its heat transfer capabilities, potentially leading to overheating in warmer weather. Most manufacturers recommend a 50-50 mix of coolant and distilled water. This provides the optimal balance of freeze protection and heat transfer. But as always, it's best to consult your owner's manual for the specific recommendations for your vehicle. Checking your coolant level is super easy. Just locate the coolant reservoir under the hood. It's usually a translucent plastic tank with a brightly colored cap. Make sure the coolant level is between the min and max markings, and if it's low, top it off with the correct pre-mixed coolant or a 50-50 mix you've prepared yourself. So there you have it. Don't neglect your coolant system just because it's winter. A simple check and top-up can save you a whole lot of trouble and expensive repairs down the line. And remember, a happy engine is a well-cooled engine no matter the season. Alright guys, mistake number 9 might seem small, but it can turn into a big pain in the you-know-what. We're talking about forgetting to swap out your wiper fluid for the winter formula. I know, wiper fluid, it's like the least exciting part of car maintenance, but hear me out. That summer blend you've got in there is all well and good when it's warm and sunny, but come winter it's a recipe for disaster. See, regular wiper fluid has a higher freezing point. And when that stuff freezes up in the middle of a snowstorm, guess what? Yep, your wipers are useless, your visibility is shot, and you're driving blind. Not exactly ideal, right? Winter wiper fluid, on the other hand, is designed to withstand those freezing temperatures. It's got a lower freezing point thanks to additives like methanol or ethanol. These guys act like antifreeze for your wiper fluid, keeping it from turning into a block of ice on your windshield. Trust me, you'll thank me later when you can actually see where you're going. So, next time you're at the gas station or auto parts store, do yourself a favor and grab a jug of winter wiper fluid. It's a small investment that can save you a whole lot of hassle and potential danger down the road. Plus, who wants to deal with a frozen windshield when it's already freezing outside? Not this guy. Now, when it comes to picking out winter wiper fluid, you might be surprised by the choices. There are different temperature ratings, so make sure you grab one that's suitable for your climate. If you live somewhere that gets seriously cold, you'll want a fluid that can handle the lowest temperatures. You might also see some fluids that claim to have extra cleaning power or de-icing agents. These can be helpful, especially if you often deal with stubborn ice or road grime. Just be sure to read the label and make sure it's compatible with your car's paint and windshield. Another pro tip? Don't wait until the first snowstorm to make the switch. Get ahead of the game and swap out your wiper fluid in the fall. That way, you'll be prepared for those unexpected cold snaps and early winter weather. Remember guys, it's all about being proactive and taking care of those little details. Switching to winter wiper fluid might seem like a minor thing, but it's one of those simple steps that can make a world of difference when it comes to staying safe and avoiding headaches on the road. Alright, we've arrived at our final cold start mistake, and it's a big one. Ignoring those warning lights on your dashboard. I get it, sometimes those lights can be a little overzealous. You know, like the check engine light that pops on because your gas cap is loose. But when it comes to cold starts, those warning lights are your car's way of telling you something's not right. And trust me, you don't want to ignore them. Especially during those chilly winter mornings when your engine is already working overtime to get going. Imagine this, you start your car and the oil pressure light flickers on. Do you A, crank up the radio and hope it goes away, or B, investigate the issue immediately? If you chose A, well, you're setting yourself up for some potentially expensive repairs. See, those dashboard warning lights are connected to your car's onboard computer system. They're designed to alert you to potential problems with your engine, battery, oil pressure, coolant levels, and more. Ignoring these warnings is like hitting the snooze button on a fire alarm. You might be able to delay the inevitable, but eventually, it's going to catch up with you. Now, depending on your car's make and model, you might have a more advanced dashboard display that gives you specific codes or messages. These can be super helpful in pinpointing the exact issue. For example, instead of just a generic check engine light, you might see a message like low coolant level or engine misfire. If you're not sure what a particular code means, don't hesitate to reach out to a trusted mechanic. They'll have the tools and expertise to diagnose the problem and recommend the best course of action. And hey, it's always better to be safe than sorry, right? Remember, those warning lights are there for a reason. They're your car's way of communicating with you, and it's crucial to pay attention to what it's trying to tell you. Ignoring them can lead to more severe damage down the line, costing you time, money, and potentially putting your safety at risk. So, there you have it, folks. Mistake number 10. Ignoring those dashboard warning signs. Take it from me, paying attention to those little lights can save you a whole lot of trouble in the long run. Alright everyone, there you have it. 10 common cold start mistakes that could be wreaking havoc on your engine. From revving your engine too soon to neglecting your battery, we've covered a lot of ground today. But the good news is, these are all preventable mistakes. By making a few simple changes and paying attention to those little details, you can keep your car running smoothly all winter long. Remember guys, taking care of your car doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. A little bit of preventative maintenance goes a long way. So be kind to your car this winter, and it'll be kind right back to you. If you enjoyed this video and found these tips helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more car care advice. And hey, while you're at it, let me know in the comments down below which one of these cold start mistakes you're guilty of. We've all been there. Thanks for watching, drive safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.